So I'm going to provide you with some instructions on how to attach the elastic to a ballet shoe. You'll want to have your 2 canvas ballet shoes. You're also going to need a scissors, some light colored thread, which is around a pinkish peach color, although a light pink will work as well. You're going to also need a pencil and a needle. And I've gone ahead and already threaded the needle, double thread, and I've done 2 knots here at the end, so this one is ready to go. So you'll first want to have your child slip on the shoe. You'll see the elastic is attached here in the back, and the elastic will be crisscrossing here over their instep so that it will be similar to this. So the first thing we're going to do is get out our pencil. We're going to take one strap and move it across the shoe like this, and we're going to make a slight mark with our pencil on where that strap falls on the shoe. So we're going to get it to a nice tension here. We don't want it too tight, but we also don't want it too loose. How does that feel?
Good.
Okay. So with our pencil, I've already made my mark here. You're going to want to make a mark just along where this seam is sewn here. You're not going to want to mark it on the top, but right here along the seam. You also see that there's a seam down the center of the shoe, right at the instep, and you're going to want to pull it right down to where that seam is, that instep seam. So we're going to make our mark so we know where to make the fold on the inside. I did the same thing here on the other side, and I made my mark. So we can go ahead and take off the shoe, and we'll pick a side to start on. We're going to take our ribbon, find where we have made the mark, pencil mark here on our elastic, and we are going to make a fold similar to how it's sewn here in the back. You'll see that that elastic was double folded over with that fold to the outside of the shoe. You're then going to cross it over, find that center instep seam, which should be at the highest part of your child's foot. And I'm going to cross it over here and move it just about to the center of where that mark is, or where that instep seam is. So my mark where I'm going to sew is going to be a little bit further back towards the heel than where that middle instep seam is. But you'll then go ahead and take your thread and poke it through. Again, when you poke it through, you want to make sure you're going just along the seam line. You don't want to do it up too high because that's where the drawstring is. And you're going to pull it through and continue going back and forth, making sure that you're catching both sides, moving from inside to outside. When you get to the end, you can go ahead and do a double thread and tie a knot, and then you'll repeat it on the other side. So when you get done, you'll have a ballet shoe with the crisscross here. You're also going to have some of this extra elastic here on the side. Once you've determined that it's been sewn correctly, you can slip it on the child's foot, make sure it looks good, and then we are just going to trim off that extra elastic just as they did when they sewed it here on the back side towards the heel. So we will go ahead and cut that off on both sides. And there you have your shoe with the crisscross. The last step will be to slip it on your child's foot, and we want to make sure we get this small ribbon here on the top nice and tight as well. So you'll slip it on their foot, tie it here in a knot, and pull it tight so that you get a nice fit, just like that. And go ahead and double knot it, and then you'll want to go ahead and cut off the ribbon maybe about an inch out. So you would cut it here so when your dancer actually wears her shoes to class, these strings will be tucked on the inside of the shoe, but at least we won't have the extra inches that we currently have. So it'll be a little bit easier to wear. It'll feel better on the foot. And there you go. So you just repeat it on the other shoe, and that is it.